Now Zoom is a brand that's making really big strides in the laser rangefinder category. I was really impressed with the Focus X model that was launched earlier this year. Offered really good functionality, lots of wide range of features, high quality design and good optics at a really affordable price. And Zoom hope to kind of build on that success with the launch of the new model, this Focus Tour, which I've got here. I'm going to be giving this laser rangefinder a really thorough test here on the course at the London Club. But before we do that, I just want to touch on what Zoom have really done with this laser. The first thing you'll notice is the styling and the design of it. So it's got this kind of hybrid metallic design almost, and it's got a feel of a vintage camera, that sort of premium design. I think you'll notice when you look at it, it does have a really classy touch and feel to it. It's got a really good ergonomic shape, so it fits really well in your hand. And you'll notice this laser has kind of a black section that wraps around the laser, and that has a really tacky feel to it, which allows you to get a firm hold of the laser. And the fact that it's a little bit more weighty than the previous Focus X model means that you're able to keep it a little bit more steady in windy conditions, and I really like that. So we're going to take it out onto the golf course, test it in a variety of situations, because Zoom are making some big claims about the fact that they've improved the optics, they've improved the range of this laser, and also the speed at which the flag is picked out. So I think it's about time we took it out onto the golf course to give it a really thorough test. Now, one situation where you might think a laser rangefinder isn't particularly useful is off the tee on a par 4 or a par 5, but actually with the scan mode that's included within this Zoom Focus Tour, you're able to scan across the horizon and pick out different hazards and then make an informed decision on the club selection, maybe the line off the tee that you want to take. So I'm able, on this hole, if you can see, we've got some water hazards, some bunkers, so I can literally just scan across the horizon. So I now know it's 262 yards to clear the water. It's 272 yards to clear the far bunker, and then the near bunker I can see it's 252 yards to carry that one. So therefore that information is something that you wouldn't normally get off the tee with a laser rangefinder. I know that I want to stay short of those bunkers, so therefore I'm going to hit a hybrid, play it safe, and hopefully it will improve my scoring. So all that's left to do now is execute the shot. Just leaking on the wind, but it's found the fairway. I'm in great position for the next shot. So in situations like this, tee shots on par 3s, approaches into greens where a laser rangefinder is really going to come into its own, and especially on holes like this where there's a big change in elevation, this slope function on the Focus Tour laser is really going to be handy in getting a more accurate distance, which will therefore influence your club selection and hopefully increase your accuracy and proximity to the hole. So we're going to get two different yardages here, one with the slope function disabled, then we'll enable it and see what difference we get. So I'll turn the slope function off. It's really easy to do using this button on the side. I'll just zap the flag here. It's telling me it is 175.8 yards to the pin. Good to get that kind of extra level of detail in terms of that number, the nearest 0.1 of a yard. And actually, just notice, looking through the viewfinder, the first thing you notice is how that field of vision is a lot wider than I was expecting. So it has a 7.5 degree field of view, whereas most lasers are around 6. So you just see a little bit more through the display to help you kind of maybe pick out other things that you wouldn't have picked out with other lasers. Also, one thing I did notice then was how quickly the distance was displayed. So it picks out the flag in less than half a second. I would say it was definitely around half that time. So really easy to pick out the flag, and it's very quick to do so. Let's turn the slope function on. Obviously you can't use that in competition mode. It's got a little red indicator there to let your playing partners know that it has been turned on. Let's see what difference in yardage we get. So with that distance turned on, it's 168.7. So that's a big difference there with the slope function enabled. That's going to give me better club selection, should give me more chance of hitting a more accurate shot. So I've played near enough a whole round now using this Zoom Focus Tour laser rangefinder. I've got to say, I've been very impressed, not only with the level of functionality and how those features really helped me out on the golf course in practical situations, but also how easy it was to use. You know, you've got a really good level of features here that accounts for different scenarios out in the course. The ability to switch from yards to meters is also really helpful. Obviously that slope functionality is really going to come in handy on hilly courses, and it's really easy to toggle between the two. But I think the thing that really stands out with this laser rangefinder is the view through the display. So whether it's the optics, it's really crystal clear, nice and bright. The graphics that pop up are really easy to read, but also the speed at which the distances are displayed. So when you pick out the flag from the background, you get that vibration that gives you that extra dose of reassurance, but it happens really quickly. And that can be one of the stumbling blocks with laser rangefinders. Often people considering switching into a new model, or maybe switching from a GPS into a laser rangefinder, they're worried about how easy it is to keep steady, how easy it is to pick out the flag from the background. And I've got to say, this delivered on that front. It was really easy to keep it steady. It's a little bit weighty than the previous version, as I mentioned before, but that just helps you keep it nice and still in these windy conditions that we faced here today. And that really helped me pick out the flag and other hazards off tees a little bit more easily. So clearly the Zoom Focus Tool is one of the most feature-packed laser rangefinders you can buy. And don't forget, you've got the 6 times magnification with this. You've got the 800-meter range, which is more than you'd ever need off the tees of par 4s and par 5s to see the hazards that are in range for you. You've got the adjustable focus toggle here on the eyepiece, which on some laser rangefinders can be quite stiff, but I found it very smooth and easy to do. And it comes with a premium carry case as well. So with the elasticated strap, you can secure it without having to use a zip. That just adds a level of convenience, I think, and just makes it look really good on your bag. So when you factor all that in, including the slope functionality and how quickly those yardages flash up in the display, which is really bright and clear to see, I think you'll agree this is definitely one of the most cutting-edge laser rangefinders on the market, coming in at £299. But I think when you factor in the premium styling of this laser, definitely has that kind of luxurious look and feel to it. There's definitely some value for money to be had here. So the Zoom Focus Tool, definitely a model to check out if you're looking for a new laser rangefinder this season.